Okay. So basically, Heroku is a container-based cloud platform, which is also called platform as service. Okay. So what is this platform as services? In platform as service, all the infrastructure is managed by the service provider. And only we need to deploy our application to that. Only we need to deploy our application into that. So, whereas if you take infrastructure as service, we have to install our machine, virtual machine. In that we have to install all the software and all that. But platform as service is not like that. All the infrastructure is managed by the service provider, and only we need to deploy our application into that actually. So that is what we call it as platform as service. Service provider. So Heroku has everything, all the runtime environment and everything. Only we have to deploy that application to Heroku. So Heroku, actually, if you take, Heroku supports many programming languages. Programming languages like, okay, Java, Node.js, okay, Python, Scala, etc. Okay, all Heroku services are hosted in AWS EC2 cloud computing platform. So that means whatever the applications that you deploy to Heroku, what are the applications that you deploy to Heroku will be actually running in AWS infrastructure. And you know, Heroku is actually part of Salesforce organization. And you can visit Heroku in this site, heroku.com. Heroku.com. So you open this. Okay, this is our Heroku.com. If you see, it is supporting Node.js, Java, PHP, Go, Clojure, and everything. Okay. Heroku.com. And how we'll see how Heroku works actually. So let me now Let us take practical example of Spring Boot, and I'll tell you. But before that, I'll let you know Heroku related thing. So where we will have let us take a developer. A developer will be accessing Heroku. So this is your Heroku cloud platform. Cloud platform. And in bottom of that, underlying, which is not visible to you, but underlying this Heroku platform, it is running on Amazon EC2 infrastructure. Okay, it is running in Amazon EC2 infrastructure. And on top of this Heroku, say suppose your Java application is running. There is a component called Dino. I'll tell you what is this Dino. Dino can be called, this can be considered as a Unix container, actually, a virtualized Unix container. Unix container, and this will have your, say, your Java application or a PHP application, whatever the programming language that you want to deploy. So Java application. Now, say this is a Spring Boot application. Now the developer from his machine, he can access this through internet. Say he'll be connected via internet. And from internet, he'll be connecting to HTTP router. And this is provided by Heroku. So through internet, through HTTP router, it will connect to Dino Java application. So basically what is Dino is, okay? Dino, you can think like this. If I take separately Dino, you can think like this. This will contain JDK, Maven, okay, where Maven will be used to build the jar, and a jar is finally jar. It is actually, you can think like this as a Unix container, virtualized Unix container. And this is Dino. Okay. Okay, this is Dino. Okay. So what will happen is the traffic is routed through internet. The traffic is routed through internet. To Dino via HTTP router. Through HTTP router. Through HTTP router, and HTTP router is also part of Heroku. This is also provided by Heroku. HEROKU. So basically, you can think like this is like a Docker container. You studied about Docker, right? In Docker container, you'll have Spring Boot and all that code, right? So you can think like Dino is similar to Docker container. In Heroku, we call it as Dino. Similar to Docker container, which contains the actual code to run, executable code to run and everything. And if you want to scale the application, if you want, you can increase the number of dyno instances. So how many dyno instances you increase, that much traffic it can add. Just like how you are adding Docker containers, like that you can increase dynos. Okay. So this is the overall architecture of this. Okay, now let us see some concepts in this. Okay. So everyone clear, right, with this flow? Understood, everyone? Everyone clear? Fine, right? Now let us go to now some process flow. For example, let me have say I have an application. Okay. So this application contains source code and say some Maven dependency, right? This is what we have. And when we want to deploy to Heroku, we should have one more component called Procofile. Procofile. You know what this Procofile contains? It contains commands to execute the application in Heroku. Now what we'll do is, we'll push this to GitHub. We'll push all the source code and everything to GitHub. And now from here, Heroku will, okay, Heroku, or we'll say Git, not GitHub, Git push will say, sorry. What we'll do is, this is Heroku. We will send all these source code and everything to Heroku using Git push. Using Git push, send the source code, file, dependencies. Using Git push, send the source code to Heroku. And so now we will have a build path. A build path. And what does this build path does is, Heroku uses this build path. Heroku uses build path for compiling and building the application. So whatever your source code and memory is there, it will build pack. Heroku will uses build pack for compiling and building the application. Okay. So what this build pack will do is it will produce the compiled code. It will produce the compiled code. Okay. Next, runtime environment. Like, for example, if it is Java runtime environment. If it is Python runtime environment. And next, dependencies. Any other third-party libraries like that. Okay. And all that. And so, and what will happen is, and that will be created to Dino. So that will form Dino. And Dino is released to Heroku platform. And this is the Dino which I was telling. This is the Dino, and Dino, this is the actual executable code. So from here, so once the developer writes the source code, from here git push will send to Heroku. Heroku will use build pack to compile the code and generate to Dino, and Dino will be released to Heroku platform. So this is how the flow. So Dino will be your actual thing. Now, shall we see the practical example of this? So let us take a Spring Boot. So what we will do is, in our practical example, Spring Boot deployed in Heroku. Spring Boot deployed in Heroku. And access Heroku. Spring Boot deployed in Heroku. We'll see this one. Okay. So for this, what we will do is, first we should have Heroku account. So first step, what we have to use, first we should have Heroku account. First step is create Heroku account. Okay. Now, okay, sign up. Okay, sign up for free. Okay. I'll get just more. Okay. And then something like technology or business manager, primary development language, or I can just say some professional developer. So primary development language is Java. So I'll create this. Okay, we'll use this URL to create an create Heroku account, and then create free account. So might be we'll see this email ID coming. Now see I got an email ID here. Accept this so that mail gets confirmed, account gets confirmed. So I can just say like this. Okay, set password and login. So click here to proceed. Now I can see the Heroku account has been created. And we also need to install Git also. Git client also should be there. Install Git. But anyhow, I already installed, right? Git client. Remember, we already have a Git tutorial in our earlier. And then we also have to have Heroku CLI, which is called command line interface. So Heroku command line interface, I can download. Even I can, you can actually check from here, or even I can download also. Heroku CLI download. I can search it. Install Heroku CLI. Prerequisite Git installation is done. Windows. Okay. Let me click on 64-bit installer. So this is your Heroku CLI. For this, Git should be installed. Okay. Then I will just install this Heroku CLI. So why we are installing command line interfaces to type to use Heroku commands. Okay, close. Now what I'll do is I'll go to DevSecOps folder. Okay. So I can now just say Heroku login. See, once I install command CLI only, I can type this. I can use this command Heroku login. Okay, press any key to open up the browser to login or Q to exit. Okay. Now you see it is asking for login to Heroku. I'm logging now. I'll give now. One minute. So I'll click on continue. So it will ask for Salesforce Authenticator, one-time password generator, security key. So I'll use security key. Okay, no, not required. It's asking for this account. Okay, now I think some security has been installed. Okay. Connect an authenticator to the generator. You can use the codes when you do download, install, and authenticate to your mobile device. Use this app to scan this QR code. Enter the code generated by the app. Or might be I can't use this Salesforce Authenticator. Use Salesforce Authenticator to verify and authenticate 3 of the transaction. Download Salesforce. I'll use this one. Download the Salesforce account from the App Store or Google Play. Install mobile. Tap an account. The app shows you do not enter the phrase. Okay, 1 minute. I'll install this Salesforce Authenticator one. So what I'll do is Salesforce Authenticator. Install. I'm installing this, 1 minute. So open. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. So tiny screen. One minute. Okay, now it is logged. Okay. So now it is logged in Heroku. So it is a part of Salesforce. Now it is logged. Okay. Now, okay, now logged in as this one. So now I'm able to log in. So Heroku login. Heroku login will logs into the Heroku account using Salesforce authenticator or Google, okay, or one-time password authenticators like that. Okay. So once I logged into this, now what I'll do is here I'll just say git init. That means I'm making this as git repo. Okay, I'm making this as git repo. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will actually, now I have this e-commerce project, right? I'll say like this. Git add no, let me do like this. CD e-commerce. I have a Spring Boot project, right? No, it's not there here. So e-commerce project, e-commerce application I put here. And here I'll put, or let me create one more here. New folder. Heroku app. Okay, I'll do this. Let me create here actually. CD Heroku app. Next git init. Next, what I'll do here, I'll say git add dot. Next, what I'll say git commit -m. Okay, Spring Boot application. Okay, I'll just give the message. Fine. What I'll do, I'll create Heroku. I'll create a new Spring application. Create my order app one. Okay. Then so now I'll say, when I say git remove, so I'll this Heroku create. See what I have done till now, I used git commands and committed to go to the git local repository. Okay. Now I created an Heroku app actually. So I created an Heroku app. Created an Heroku app. Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll just say git remote minus -v. See, this is for pushing the, see, Heroku will have a git repository. As I told you, as I was telling you, right? When I say internally, it will have git. When I say git push, it will push to Heroku platform. Internally, it will have a git repository internally. So when I say git push, it will push to Heroku platform. So if you see here, from my application code, I'm using here. So this is the git repository of Heroku. Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll just say like this. I'll just say Heroku git colon remote minus a, and I'll give this my order. You know what it is doing? It is setting the remote repository to this application. So all the code will go to this application because I created an application, right? So remote repository to this application. Now what I'll do is I'll say git push, because git push I'll be sending Heroku master. So this is the remote set. So instead of using this complete URL, I'm giving the alias name. This is setting an alias name actually. So this is setting an alias name. I'm just giving this alias name, and this is the master branch. Okay, enter. So it is building. Internally, it is building, you see. See here, whatever the Jenkins is doing, everything is being done by Heroku. Internally, Heroku has all the building tools, Git tools, everything internally. So Heroku only is doing the building of all this code. Okay, now it is done. Now I can now run the application. How I will run is Heroku PS scale. So I'll just scale how many instances. I'll have only one instance minus a, and I'll give the name of that application. What is the app I created? This is the app, right? I created my order app one. Now you see it is scaling dynos. Okay. It is running now. Scaling dynos. Okay, done now. Running web but one column free. Then type Heroku open. Heroku open. Now you see, this is the application URL. Then I'll use data one. I think some issue is there. I'll just say Heroku logs. Some application not opening. App crash. Spring Boot jar. Up error starting to Spring Boot failed to start. Record logs. Let me create one small Spring Boot application. This is simple only. A simple Spring Boot application only. Why it is not taking? Okay. I think local it is working, right? So locally this is working. Even in this also it is working, right? EC2 instance. Okay. What I'll do is I'll fix this, and anyhow I'll be sending the notes to you, right? Other time I'll send you this also. Okay, this fix also. Give me some time, I'll fix this. Because in this system also, first time I set up this error code. Actually, before this class, I did not tested this. Directly, I am testing before you. Okay, give me some time. I'll fix this and I'll send you. That's all. Give me some time, huh? I'll fix this, huh? Today I'll fix it and I'll let you. See, because these are all this one. Okay, I'll remove this dependency. If that is the case, I'll remove this Spring Fox 1 minute. Huh? I think because of this, some issue is coming. 1 minute. One minute. Huh? Okay. Again, I'll just say like this. Git add. Then I'll create another app here. Okay. Then I'll say Heroku. Create order new app. Okay. Git remote minus my order one dot git to create so Heroku git colon remote minus a my order app one dot git. Oh no, order new app. Sorry. Okay. Now what I'll do is git push hro uq hro ku. Sorry, Heroku master. I created a new app. I removed this order new app, right? Order new app, order hyphen new app. Heroku scale web equal to 1 minus a order new app. Let me open this hro ku open. Okay, now I think it is working now. Now you see, I got this, right? You see? So because I think the SpringFox library, this is a Swagger related library. I removed that. I think that is causing some issue. I removed that library. This one. I think internally it is using some logging. I think that is causing. I removed that actually. Now you see this is a Heroku URL and I'm able to get this response. I'll send you these commands, okay, in the notepad to deploy, how to deploy and everything. Okay, I'll send you all this. Everyone clear? Questions? Any questions? Any questions till now? Any questions? Fine then. Now we are going to the last tool, which is Chef. Actually, Chef, I will not be showing any practicals because I think for your NASCAM batch, practicals are not expected for Chef. So I'll be explaining the theory concept of this Chef, okay? So basically, Chef is a pure DevOps tool. Nowadays, Chef actually is after this Dockers and after this cloud related service, Chef is rarely being used other than some legacy things. Chef is nothing but infrastructure as a code actually. Infrastructure as. So what do you mean by infrastructure as code is, say for example, say I want to provision some resources. I want to provision some HTTP web server, NGINX load balancer. Next is a PostgreSQL database. Okay, let us take an example. Okay. So for that, what we'll do, so there are two, there is one way. What is the way? We will go to the server where we need to install this. We'll log into the server where we need to install this. Install these components and run the executables of this. Run the executables of these components. Right? And this is a manual process. So if I want to, so first I'll download this PostgreSQL database software and I have to run it, install it. Similar load balancer also have to install, web server also have to install, like that. But this is a manual process. So automated processes where we write code. Where we write code to provision these resources. Which is, so once we have a code, I mean, we'll write a code to create this web server. We'll write a code to create a load balance. We'll write a code to create Postgres. If you have this automated process, right, we can run this automated. So this will be formed automated script actually. Script will be have. Now we can run this script in any environment. Whereas here manual process, every time we have to log into that particular server, say development server or production server or testing server. We have to log in and we have to do manual process of all this. But in automated process, it is not like that. We'll write as code. So that is what we call infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure provisioning as a code, we can say. So we'll write code to provision the infrastructure. And there are different ways. Like nowadays, we'll be using the Terraform scripts, Harness. Okay. Next is Jenkins Groovy scripts. AWS Cloud Formation scripts. Okay. So we have different examples like AWS Cloud Formation. Next, Terraform, Harness. So these are the modern ways. Okay, modern ways of. Next is modern ways of provisioning infrastructure through code. And Chef is the oldest way, traditional way. Chef before all this came, Chef is the oldest way of tool, or we can say oldest tool, or oldest tool or framework for writing the code to create or provision infrastructure. And I'll tell you about the workflow of Chef so that you'll be clear on this. Okay, practicals are not required here. Okay, so in ASCOM, there no practicals will be asked on Chef. I'll be just explaining the theory concept of this. So how the Chef will work is, say you have a server. Okay, or we can have like this. So basically we can write like this. We'll have concept called Chef node. And we have a concept called Chef workstation. So we have concept called Chef node. We have concept called Chef workstation. Okay. And we have a concept called Chef server. Component called Chef server. I'll tell you what this is. And Chef nodes are the systems managed by Chef. Say, for example, in this machine, I want to install softwares like load balancer, or I want to install web server or database. So this is the way. Okay, so in this machine, so in Chef node, we need to provision database, DB or load balancer, or whatever the software we need for the infrastructure. So we call this as Chef node. And Chef workstation, which contains all the configurations, and scripts that will be managed by Chef. And Chef server will be the centralized store. for storing infrastructure configuration. Okay. And there is one more component called knife, knife. Okay. And this is a command line tool. Command line tool that interacts with nodes and Chef server. That means from my workstation, if I want to interact with the Chef server, I'll use knife. If I want to enter node, I'll use knife. It's a command line tool. Okay. So you can take the arrow like this. Similarly, like this and like this. So basically what will happen is your Chef workstation will have all the code and all the configurations running, and it will keep on updating the Chef server. Configurations are updated to Chef server. So what is this configuration? Suppose I want to provision the database thing and all that. Okay. Chef server. Okay. And all the configurations, everything will be updated to Chef server. And in the Chef node, okay, there will be a client actually. There will be a Chef client that will communicate with the Chef server and get the updated configuration. And it will provision the resource. Suppose, say, for example, I want to install database related software in this machine. So what I'll do, I'll write the configuration example instead. So database software has to be in Chef node. That means here in this node. Chef node is the where you will provision the required softwares. Okay, in this machine. So Chef workstation will have the configuration. So Chef workstation will have the configuration. Will have the database related configuration and updates to Chef server using knife. Now the Chef client in the Chef node will connect to Chef server. Will connect to Chef server again using knife and get the configuration and update in the Chef node. That's all. So it will have all the script to create the database. It will tell to Chef server. Now Chef client present in this, you will use knife to communicate to Chef server, get the script and install in this node. So this is how the process takes place. So Chef workstation will have all the code related to provision the software, and Chef workstation will communicate to Chef server about the configuration. It will update the configuration. So Chef server will store all the infrastructure configuration. Now inside the Chef node, there will be Chef client that connects to the Chef server using knife. Using knife is the protocol. We can say it's a command line to get all this. So Chef client will connect to Chef server, get the infrastructure code here and install here. So this is how this flow works. Okay. Just go through this. Any questions till now? Any questions? So with this, we completed all the tools. Some of we are supposed to complete last month only because I was taking only per week 3 days class, so that's why it got delayed. So how do you gain the knowledge from this course, and what you are going to do after learning these tools? So is it benefit for you? Yeah, there is issue with my laptop webcam. Otherwise, I could have explained from beginning mode. When I showed this laptop webcam, they told they'll format this. So I thought I'll take the backup of all this data, format it, and then good that I am seeing very good responses. Yeah. So now you know what is about these tools, right? Good, good, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, sure, Vidyasagar. I will. What I'll do, I don't have photo also. I used to have one photo. Yeah, let me do one thing. I will just. I'll just switch from different system. 1 minute. So I think some. Yeah, you are asking me to show me, right? I just 1 minute. I just give me. Yeah, 1 minute. I'm just connecting to different system. Okay. All right, you are able to see me now. Okay. Yeah, good. So, yeah, good then. So, Just 1 minute, I'll put my this. Okay. So, yeah, so what you have to with these tools, the main more important is what to do practice. Practice is most important. Just reading that and forgetting about that, again, it will be a learning for you. So whatever you learned, implement practically. And what are the tools that we implemented are all very useful in our daily projects. Keep aside the chef, Heroku, okay. But the other things like JUnit, Mockito, Maven, SLF4J, SonarQube, Git, Docker, okay, ELK or Datadog, any of these. So those are all most important actually. And so that's all. I think I wish you all the best for your future things. And yeah, Spring Batch I am planning to start this month only. Those who are interested can join Spring Batch. I think Spring Boot and microservices I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm planning to start this month only. You can you can check with the management. And I know in between. Actually, I was supposed to take regular classes, but I have taken only per week 3. What you say is per week 3 days only. Okay, because as I told you, right, because of some hectic work that I had. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I used to manage. But so I think some people did not felt that it was a continuity, but what to do? So I felt that instead of continuity, I thought course content is most important. So I thought not to miss any class for you. So though it was actually a bit delayed, I thought of covering all the syllabus to you actually, all the portions without leaving any topic. Because I know one thing actually. Some people will be hurry in preparing for interviews. Some people will be hurrying in implementing. But what I suggest is to everyone: don't be hurry. Learn. So learn with patience. Learn with confidence, and learn with dedication. If you have these 3, automatically you can succeed in any of the interviews or any of your roles or anything. So don't get hurry that I want to complete the course in 1 month and I have to in the second month I have to rush up for interviews. Don't do like that. Even if you take 6 months, okay, select a good company, okay, choose a good company and attend the interviews there. Okay. So like that actually, so learn with patience, dedication, and effort. So that's all about thing. And what I wanted to tell you is that's all. So 1 minute, I'm just because so you are able to see me, right? Actually, because there is some issue with this camera. That's why I did not switch on this camera properly. I mean, when I was explaining. Okay then. So all right. So I wish you all the best to all of you. Okay, yeah. Yes, we just agreed. Yes, from December I was. Yeah, correct. Okay, December, January, February, March. So it has been 8 months. Okay, good. Thank you. So those who are interested to join my Spring Boot microservices batch, definitely join. But that will be regular class. Okay, that will be see the reason I was taking for these tools also weekly 3 days is since this is not a programming based class. This is just like actually these tools can be taken like workshop, just like how I have taken today. I could have taken in workshop also, only weekend workshops, like 3 or 4 workshops. I could have completed this, but somehow this has been planned as a regular batch actually. If you take these tools, these need not be considered in a regular batch also. Okay. So if you take the regular batches, there are programming batches like Angular, React, Spring Boot microservices, programming in Java, data structures algorithms. These are all regular batches. But these tools, these DevSecOps tools or programming tools, these can be conducted like a workshop also. So I thought actually I could have taken just weekly 3 days and I completed that. But the next one which I'll be taking is a programming batch, which will be a regular batch definitely. Okay. So yeah. See, that's what. See, you learn the skills good. Okay, percentage it doesn't matter. Either you get 58% or 50%. Okay, I have seen some more. I have seen many people who are with 55%. They are in the IT companies and they are growing like anything. So mainly the thing is learn the programming skills and the software skills good. You can try for startups also. I know that these percentages will be they will be seeing in large bigger companies. Okay, but if you go for startup companies or new companies, they'll not consider about your percentage. They'll consider about your programming skills, logical skills, and things. So apply for those companies. Try for internship in as a fresher in some small company without bothering about the salary. Okay, then you can actually. Yeah, good to hear you that you got in Wipro. Okay, then, yeah, good. All the best for all of you. Okay, hope we'll be seeing in our next batches. Okay, so this will be our last for our DevSecOps tools. Okay, so but our interaction will continue in our new batches. So those who are interested can join my batches. But for those batches, it will be regular batches. Okay, see these tools actually you might have thought that SAR did not took regular. See, I told you right. This because of one is workload is one thing, and second one is these tools actually can be could have been completed in the weekends itself. But somehow actually like just like today how I have taken like that I could have taken 3 or 4 weekends and I could have completed all this. But I thought to focus on the first 10 tools, JUnit, Mockito, Maven. These are very important tools and I thought of going in detail for that. So that's why I planned for regular batches and later I planned for weekly 3 days batch. So that's how this session went on. So first 10 tools I thought of going for detail actually because those are very important tools actually. Okay. Spring Boot microservice, I think it is 3 months course. Okay, 3 months course it will be. Okay, then. See, I suggest you as a fresher prefer startups. In startups, you'll learn many things. If you join in bigger companies, that depends on your luck. If you get placed in a good company, you'll learn anything. But if you are being placed in some production support project or some project, you'll not learn anything. I mean, learning scope will be less. So if you join as a startup in startup or in small companies, there you'll learn so many things actually. So many things you'll learn. Right from coding, right from tools and everything you'll be learning in startup and all that. See, actually, I have nearly 20 years of experience. I started my career in 2002. Okay, 2002 I started. Then I have almost 20 years of experience. And now actually, I'm planning to come to teaching. That's what my interest is. So I'm planning to shift. I think probably from next year, I'm planning to shift my full-time job as a teaching actually. So that is my plan. So I wanted to train the students uh, mainly in technologies, softwares, programming. So the rest of my see hardly if I work in IT also I'll be working for 10 more years actually. Okay, so I thought of spending these 10 years in training actually. For freshers, Java, advanced Java is enough. Should I learn AWS also? See, AWS also it is better to have because nowadays cloud knowledge is very important actually. Cloud knowledge is also very important. Even I'm planning to take cloud sessions also. I think probably from October I'm planning to take AWS and GCP. I have the plan to take separate AWS course actually. Okay, all right. I wish you all the best. Okay, be in touch. Everyone knows my email ID, so send to the email. Okay, thank you all. Okay, see you in the next class. Okay, bye. I mean, see you in the next batch, next course, those who are interested. But today is the last day for DevSecOps. Okay, sure. Yeah, bye. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Vidyasagar. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you for all of you. So be in touch, Vidyasagar and everyone. And yeah, I'll upload Kunal. Okay, I'll upload all the notes to you. I mean, everyone. So Google Classroom notes. Yeah, thank you all. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Okay, Kunal. So you join the other close, so it will be again associated. Okay. So let us not miss